Jaguars wide receiver Christian Kirk, who suffered a season-ending broken collarbone injury just this past week. Really devastating news for Jaguars fans. I mean, the Jaguars have really had nothing to cheer about this year at all, and it's really disappointing. Like, the Jaguars, like, even their general manager said that this is the best roster we may have ever had in a long time, and obviously it's not. I mean, if it is, then they haven't been capable of completing their expectations or any of that. But honestly, I feel like I kind of feel a little bit bad for the Jaguars because, I mean, you have the pieces. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, if he can uh, play really good football like he did that one year, 2021, I believe, where he came back and beat the Los Angeles Chargers, if he can get back to that form, they're going to be fine. If they didn't lose Christian Kirk, you have Brian Thomas Jr., who's your other receivers? Zay Jones, I don't know if you still have him or not. I think he's on the Cardinals now. But when you have the weapons, and even Evan Ingram and Travis Etienne, you have the weapons on offense, and your defense is pretty good too. So when you the Jaguars have really fallen off, and I really do feel bad for them. Like, I wish that they were not in this position. I mean, as a Bengals fan, I totally get it. I understand. I know how it feels. I mean, Kirk finished the year with 27 catches, 379 yards, and one touchdown through like 7 weeks. So really not they're mind blowing numbers. So yeah, I mean, it was. I would say we can all agree that the Jaguars have really been struggling this year. I mean, unfortunately, this is the final year on Kirk's contract, and will be a free agent by next off season. This next after this season, and I don't know what's gonna happen next. I don't know. Like, Trevor Lawrence has not worked, and I don't know if they can somehow fix that. I don't know if they'll. I don't know what's gonna happen. Right? I don't know what's running through in their office. I mean, you were close to beating. You were really close to beating the Packers last week, 30-27. You were close. All right, and that's a good Packers team. But obviously, injuries is what's holding the Jaguars back after this week for sure. So yeah, there's nothing good, nothing to cheer about for the Jaguars this year. And guess what? It only got worse. Brian Thomas Jr., the Jaguars wide receiver, is now day-to-day with a chest contusion. So it just got worse. I don't know. This is probably one of the worst scenarios that the Jaguars could possibly be in. I mean, you're supposed to be a top 10 team this year. Failed those expectations. You lose Christian Kirk for the year, and now Brian Thomas Jr. is day-to-day as of what I've checked out. So Thomas was originally predicted to return in 2 to 4 weeks, but luckily for him in Jacksonville, he'll return much sooner than what was planned. 2 to 4 weeks would have been a huge blow to this Jaguars offense. And adding him, I would say he's not been a jaw-dropping rookie, but he has been very manageable for the Jaguars. There is a chance he plays Week 9, and the reason why I say that Brian Thomas Jr. is been really manageable, and he's been really playing really solid football. I mean, he leads all rookies in receiving yards with 573 yards and 5 touchdowns on only 33 catches. He's had a very solid year as a rookie, and I mean he's just starting to learn. I mean, he's gonna get much better as the year goes on and as the more he plays in the NFL. The Jaguars will need to get healthy soon because Kirk obviously is done for the year. Gabe Davis suffered a shoulder injury last week as well, so I mean they're just really banged up on offense right now. I mean, all three of your top receivers. I have not heard much about Gabe Davis. I actually haven't heard anything since I've looked at that. So he could be good to go. I will look it up, but obviously it just stinks for the Jaguars. I mean, losing Kirk and then losing Brian Thomas Jr. and then eventually Gabe Davis. So I'm going to look at it here. Here's a Jaguars injury report. Questionable. Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas Jr. are both questionable as of what I'm looking at right now. So obviously that could change by Sunday. It could be a game time decision. We could find out later today. Who knows? But yeah, hopefully the Jaguars can get healthier. And at this point, the Jaguars should start tanking a little bit. That way you can get top draft pick. So